We have some major breaking news this afternoon as it has been announced that Connor Zilisch will miss the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Texas Motor Speedway, and Kyle Larson will substitute for him this weekend. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said in the Senate, we got some pretty massive major breaking news this afternoon, as it has been announced that Connor Zilisch will miss the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Texas Motor Speedway. Here's a statement from Junior Motorsports earlier today. Kyle Larson will sub for Connor Zilisch behind the wheel of the number 88 Chevrolet this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway, as Zilisch continues to recover from a lower back injury sustained last weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. For those who watched the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Talladega Superspeedway on Saturday afternoon, coming on the white flag of the race, you got Connor Zilisch on the outside, Jet Byrne coming really hard on the inside. And going down the back straightaway, Zilisch was trying to put a couple blocks on Jesse Love, going for the win. Zilisch was leading the race at the time. He come down the straightaway a little bit and kind of put a little bit of a block on Jesse Love, but Love kind of turned him going down the back straightaway, and Connor Zilisch will hit the inside wall very, very hard and would basically destroy the front of that car in a very bad area of the track. Basically, in one of the opening areas of the track, he hit the inside wall very hard. On the radio, he would complain that his back was hurting really, really bad, and he needed medical assistance immediately. NASCAR then would end the race under caution because he needed to get the medical car out there to make sure Connor Zilisch was okay. Now, at the time, when he got out of the infield care center, he basically was in the infield care center for only about 15, 20 minutes. Then he got out of the infield care center, and he said he was fine and was going to go check up with his doctors for Texas Motor Speedway. But it seems like those injuries have gotten worse, unfortunately. First thing I do want to say about Connor Zilisch real quick, I feel terrible for Connor Zilisch, and I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for Connor. This stuff is very serious, and this stuff cannot be taken lightly, especially for someone who's really young, who's only around 18 or 19 years old at this point. You need health and safety needs to be the number one priority, and I'm glad he's taking his health and safety as a priority thing. Again, he probably wants to race, but at the same token, same time, the most important thing is going to be the health and safety factor, and I hope he can recover very quickly. We do not have a timetable currently at the moment on how long Connor Zilisch is going to be out this year. But it's a tough break for Connor, right? Because Connor has honestly had a really solid season. Yes, he's only had one top 5 and 2 or 3 top 10 finishes, but Connor's generally had a really, really strong season. He's been very fast all year. He's won multiple stages going back to Martinsville, where he dominated the first half of that event. You think about also that he was supposed to run the Coca-Cola 600. Depending on what happens here, could this affect and put him in jeopardy of missing more races? Could he miss his NASCAR Oval debut in the Coke 600? That could certainly be a possibility depending on how long this is. And I hope for Connor he can recover very quickly to get back behind the wheel. But the most important thing for Connor right now at this particular moment and point is taking his health and safety as the number one factor. Going to his replacement, though, Kyle Larson, he is going to be a major factor to win on Saturday. Larson's already won so far this year. Of course, he picked up the victory at Bristol Motor Speedway, led almost the whole entire race. I think he led like 277 or 276 of the 300 laps at the track. And Kyle Larson also dominated Homestead at Miami Speedway, led 133 or 134 of the 200 laps, was pretty much running away with that race and would have gotten that win had it not been for a terrible push by Sam Mayer. He's going to be a major factor. That 88 car has been really strong this year. And I think the Junior Motorsports cars have overall been the fastest organization in the NASCAR Xfinity Series this year. So if you're looking for a pick to win, I think you got to go with Kyle Larson at this particular moment and point. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing for Connor is making sure he is okay. A lower back injury can be very, very serious, and this could have, unfortunately, some really big effects on Connor Zilisch going forward because of this. So I hope for Connor he just takes the time. If he has to miss multiple races at this point to just make sure he's okay, that's perfectly fine. So a lot of people are wondering why they threw the caution. Now I think a lot of people are wondering the caution, why they threw it. I think now there's a good reason why they actually threw the caution. For Connor, though, it's a terrible situation all around for him because, again, I know Connor wants to win the championship this year, and he's been, again, very strong in the early portion of the year. And to have something like this come up for Connor is really unfortunate and a really sad situation all around for him. Connor Zilisch also did release a statement just a few minutes ago by saying, "Thank you to Kyle Larson for stepping up for me this week and everyone who has helped me through this process, doing everything I can to get back as soon as possible." Again, we don't really have a timetable currently at the moment. I think he'll definitely, again, we know he's missing this weekend at Texas with it being very fast speeds, and especially with a crash that could make it worse if you get hurt. I think it's very important that he takes the safety as a priority. We saw it with Kurt Busch with the concussions a couple years ago. Kurt Busch missed the rest of 2020. 2022 because of concussions. Injuries are very serious. We saw it with Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman missed the most of the beginning of 2023 because of a back injury and a vertebrae injury, and he missed for quite some time. So at this point, the most important thing is it shouldn't matter how long he's going to be out. The most important thing for Connor Zilisch at this particular moment and point is going to be to make sure that he is okay and good to go in the future. I do think, my prediction is, I do think he'll be back before the end of the year, but I think it's going to be a little bit farther down the road. It's a tough situation. Being a Connor Zilisch fan myself, I've supported him. I've done some videos on him here, and I think he's one of the best young talents we have seen in the motorsport sphere. But sometimes situations like this are going to come up. And, the wreck that happened is just a freak accident. I don't think anyone thought that he was going to hit that inside wall as hard as he hit it. And it was a very unfortunate situation for Connor and for everyone involved in the Red Bull group as well. And it's just a tough situation. Again, the most important thing is to make sure that he takes his health and safety as a priority. That is going to be the most important thing. Hope he can be back at the racetrack really soon. I'd have to think he'll be at the racetrack in support. And I think for Kyle Larson, I think he's going to want to win that for Connor. I think he's going to want to get that 88 team the victory. And I hope for Connor that he can do a really, really good job stepping up. And again, I hope for Connor's sake he can get better really soon so he can be back at the racetrack and getting the opportunity and chance to race once again. Thinking about Zilisch at the moment right now, it seems like it's just a health and precautionary detail, and I think it's very important that health and safety is the number one thing for these drivers. Injuries are something you do not take lightly. It's a very serious situation. So for Connor, hope he can get better very soon and can get back on the racetrack as soon as possible so he can race later this year and have a chance and opportunity to try to win the championship in the Xfinity Series. But I think the main focus right now is to make sure he's good to go going forward. Hope he can help feel a lot better soon so he can be racing here very, very soon. So that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Connor Zilisch. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your thoughts about the situation with Connor Zilisch? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have multiple race picks videos. We're going to have the Cup Series race picks video for the race, the War 400. We are also going to have the Xfinity Series race picks dropping later in the afternoon. I'm probably going to do the paint skin video as well tomorrow as well. And then Friday, we'll probably touch more on the Connor Zilisch story I'm missing at Texas. And we'll talk about all the other content as well. Then on Friday, we should also have the Truck Series race video. I'm going to be releasing that as well when I do get home from work, depending on if that race gets delayed, because weather could be a factor. Then on Saturday, we're going to have the Xfinity Series race review, reactions to the Xfinity Series, Cup Series qualifying. And we also should have some other content dropping as well. And then on Sunday, I'm not going to be doing a full-scale Cup review, just probably talking about who won the race, depending on how quick that race goes, depending on the weather and all that stuff. We'll talk about that on the channel. I got content coming up, people like Haley Deegan, Kurt Busch, Carl Leverts, Kyle Busch, Shane Van Gisbergen, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, the loss between 25 front row, the loss between Legacy Motor Club, and of course Rick Ware. We had some updates on that today. We've also got other content dropping on other people as well, like Carson Quaffle, Junior Motorsports, other people in the industry like Dale Jr., Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Eric Almirola, Matt Benedetto, you name it, all the good stuff will be coming very, very soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.